Perfect.
Okay, just for the record, we had a little glitch with signing on. So we're online now. We've made it through public participation and correspondence, and we're now on to old business.
I'm also backing it up with my phone just in case. So the thing that struck me is we've been doing potholes since March and we haven't stopped. Most towns will spend a few weeks, a month or two, and then move on to other work. And also with the bond that has passed, thank you very much for supporting the $10 million bond.
Yeah.
And,
Awesome.
Good win.
It's a big deal for us. In the past 3 years, we did 6.5 million, with 5 million in bonding, $1.5 million in ARPA. With this, it's 10 million. We're looking at the first ban to be 6 million, and then requesting the 4 million in about 18 to 24 months.
You can't spend the 10 in 2 years, huh?
It is, well, the biggest thing, and I have it listed here next, is there's gonna have to be a lot of pipelining and also pipe inspection, because some of the larger red areas, we know the condition of the basin. We could look in the basin, but we don't know the condition of the pipes underneath the road that we're facing. Particularly right now, Hillside building in Wilson Street, not the bridge, the street. And we have 70 miles of pipe, and we're gonna have to video inspect about 10 to 20 miles of pipe. I don't want to put pavement down and then the road fails, like what happened on Northfield and what's happening on Hillside right now.
Through the chair, the 10 million doesn't have to be spent on asphalt, right? I mean, it could be used to line the pipes.
Correct. Yep, because there's also the word drainage
Right.
In there. I wish it was a little bit more flexible, and I said a $400,000 paving machine, but it's not that flexible with the bond for that. So we're gonna do the same things, plus mill and pave, and we're gonna evaluate the hot in place at 1/3 the cost. And we're also gonna look at a rubber chip. The chip isn't rubber. I always got confused with that. It's I call it the mastic, or the oil has a lot more rubber in it. And what I understand, it's like no loose stones. Once you roll it, it looks like pavement.
Nice.
For that.
Is that a new product or is it?
Relatively new out there, and we're looking at contractors on state contract and also going out to bid to do it. On that note, I'm just gonna turn it over to Bob, but I'll just have one caveat, is without Bob pushing to get the paving machine done, you wouldn't see these two lists of roads with the work that highway's done. So Bob, if you just wanna touch on a few of it.
Sure. Good evening, Public Works Subcommittee members, members of the public, and my fellow staff. I'd like to throw some stats at you concerning the repairing and preserving of our roadways here in town. Through the assistance and guidance of Director of Public Works, Jerry Lukowski, we have been able to resurface over 400,000 square feet of roadway over the last 3 months, using just over 3,700 tons of asphalt, yielding the equivalent of 7 miles of a 12-foot wide roadway at an average thickness of approximately 1.5 inches, using an aging 25-year-old paver. As you know, our paver was down for some time. I reached out to some large paving contractors to discuss options for repairing or replacing our paver. I was able to contact Keith Wolford, the fleet maintenance supervisor for Connecticut's largest paving contractor, O&G Industries. He introduced me to a company in New Haven that was capable of rebuilding our worn out hydraulic pump, which they did in short order and short turnaround time for the nominal sum of $2,600. This $2,600 repair essentially saved our paving program this year. We are now close to closing out our paving program for the year. I would once again like to thank Jerry Lukowski for his continual support of not only our paving program, but all of our tasks and responsibilities. I would also like to thank the residents for their support and their confidence in us and their compliments. And a big shout out to all the guys and gal that pave the roads, put the pipe in the ground, keep the sides of the road mowed back, paint crosswalks, clean out catch basins, plow snow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am blessed to have good leadership above me and a fantastic team with me at the Watertown Highway Department. Anybody have any questions?
No, I just say kudos to all you guys. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you.
And it's hard for me to explain it. But if you could see all these roads, this is just what highways did for the work out there.
You know, I do have to say, Jerry texted me the day that they started Bassett Road. And I have a friend, a very good dear friend that lives on Linfield Road. I'm just, for a rural town and how that road came out, I'm shocked at how good that road is. Linfield Road. Like, I really never expected it to be as good as it is. You know, and I know that there's some people who are saying, oh geez, come on, please see my road, doing a lousy job. But they're not realizing that it's a rural road that doesn't really gain a lot of traffic. Right. So, but I think that came out awesome.
And we had the head of DOT paving with us, who turned me onto this because he had Middletown Public Works. And he was ecstatic too at seeing the outcome. And he reminded me to say it's rehab.
Right.
It's not full-blown construction. And it's about 1/3 of the savings if we went in there and did a different fully paved job. We are coming on with a top coat for all 4 of the roads we did, including Upper Nova Scotia and Chimney, which goes off to the left.
So they'll come back with
We're gonna come back in with a different contractor to put on a thin coat, especially for the edges near the driveways or some of the corners. They can't do the radius, that you just see like 90 degrees. So that's all gonna be done this early summer. Moving on to Main Street. We do have a public information meeting with Ty and Bond in FHI Studios on Thursday, October 23rd. So part of the project supports a $3 million federal grant. That's the 2 slides to the right. And as we discussed early on, there's this one bump out because of the width of the road on the other side and the width of the sidewalk. So one, it gives you a better sightline distance because you're standing out on a bump out, and you'll also have a shorter distance to cross. The other slide with more details on it is this slide. So on that date of the 23rd, we're gonna have an open house discussion of the 2 projects at 6 o'clock. So we could do kind of the same thing here, where everybody looking and discussing it. And at 6:30, we're gonna put on presentations. The right slot side is for Ty and Bond. The Oakville side, we have done from the pin shop to French Street, and that is with FHI Studios. We specifically met with Maurice Fabiani to get his input for the pin shop area. I also shared it with the veterans groups, specifically the Oakville VFW for the North through that corridor. And we also had a pretty good discussion, which was started as a rough discussion with the fire chief, because we have some improvements with that traffic signal to move flow through that intersection, which is basically the left lane, left only in the Starbucks, and the right lane, straight and right. They'll show a video of how the traffic moves through that intersection, and it kind of suppressed the concerns from the fire chief for that. I also received some great support from the police chief, who helped the fire chief get over the hurdle with the improvements we want to make in front of the firehouse. So that's all going to go down on the 23rd of October.
Yeah, I like the bump out because, you know, right now with all the, you're going down through town with all the cars parking there, you still can't see people.
No, not
You
even.
know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
They're not
terrible.
even using the crosswalks, they're just going out wherever they
Yeah.
want.
Will that be enough though to, like, if the car is parked in this first spot in front of the purple flowers against that, what's the distance between the front of that car and the, I mean, obviously anything will be better than what we have, but is that?
That is a rendering, and that is part of the input we'll need on that Thursday night with the designers, and I'll bring this up with them. But Joe's gonna have number 7D, that's gonna talk, we still have, and maybe I'll just turn it over to you, Joe, about the line striping that's going on.
So on Thursday night, at this point, K5 is supposed to be here to stripe the no parking zone in front of our new parking lot. If everything goes as planned. And they're also going to do the diamonds, repaint them, and the crosswalk. Besides that, there's the RFFBs, there has to be an adjustment due to the state did not approve a submittal, and we were going off of that. The first state inspector didn't say nothing, but the second one made us think about it, so now we have to make the adjustment. Basically, the flashing lights have to go up another 1.5 feet. The control box has to go all the way up underneath the actual solar panels, because they're afraid someone's gonna hit their head on it. So on Monday, that is supposed to take place where they take down the existing ones, put up the new ones that have been modified, bring them back to the shop. They're going to retrofit them, and then we'll go and place them in at the library. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but at the library, the diamonds have been moved and the crosswalk has been moved, which actually by moving that down from the corner of the driveway to the library, you do have visibility improved coming in and out of that driveway. Does anyone have any questions on what's happening with the RFFBs on Main Street right now?
Well, is the still coming out of Hemingway Park Road here onto Main Street? Are they gonna line that so you can't park in front of that building that's there? Cause I don't know, you guys come out here, you can't see if there's a car parked.
Right, that was not part of this job to, in front of the old Times.
Yeah,
Town
Times building.
That was not part of us to strike. Okay, and I don't know if we can get them to strike that, because there's actually no plan on it, so it'd be difficult.
Yeah, it's not approved by the DOT, but with Ty and Bond, we could bring this up to them. Because they're hopefully, well, good public turnout, because I know the businesses that have been pushing back at us for losing parking spots in front of their businesses.
Well, where are we with Hemingway Park Road?
That's one of the next projects that's coming up. We have so many
The
capital.
one-way part of it?
Yes.
Because that would take up the parking spots.
Right.
I just fear somebody's gonna get crushed coming out of there.
Yeah, no, it's very difficult, no matter if you have a high vehicle or not,
Right.
it's difficult. Now, the same issue is happening on the Davis Street RFFB. With the height of the flashing lights, they need to be moved up about 1.5 feet. The box on that one is already up on top. That was done by a different contractor with a different inspector from a different state agency.
And that was done by DOT funding, 100%, and by the DOT inspectors.
And that was done by Ferguson Electric.
So that won't cost us any extra money now for the retrofit?
No, not on Davis.
Not in Davis. On Main Street, yes, it's going to, which basically it's $7,500, so. Oh, it's covered, so we're good there.
You would have thought that they would have had that plan in place before.
Bill,
Why was there a difference in opinion between the two state inspectors or?
Two different contractors.
well, no,
It's two different contractors, it's two different construction inspectors. It is,
and then we had, I don't know if Andrew did the inspection on Davis Street.
No.
So it was
Totally
totally different,
separate.
totally separate one.
so the same issue with totally different, supervision and overhead.
And basically, it comes down to the submittal of the drawing to put up. We saw it, Sultan saw it, but apparently the state level at District 4 never saw or approved it. Went through us, we approved the color change, et cetera, but they were going by what's on the plan, which was slightly different. We went by the submittal drawing.
There's 5 more that we're gonna get in that Joe could touch on.
Yes, there's, right now, there's gonna be Buckingham Street at Polk, Hamilton Avenue at Hamilton Lane, Riverside Street, if I remember rightly. The French Street one, they're not going to approve right now.
And the Catholic school on
Buckingham, right, that's the other one. And that was at St. John's.
And the final one is on the Steelberg Greenway, crossing French Street. So, thanks to Joe and his team, specifically Jason. We fought for the 4 additional ones, for the town, all paid for, by the state. And the other one is the Steelberg Greenway. So a year ago, we had none, now we pretty close to 3, and then we're gonna have eventually 8 of them.
And the only reason we're not getting one at the top of Sunnyside and French Street or Ice House right now is because technically there is no crosswalk there right now, so they will not grant that.
But where's the one going on Buckingham Street?
Right, basically, close to Paxton, there, down by Hillside, and those 2 there.
And what was the issue with the one on Front Street?
At Riverside and Ice House, there's no existing sidewalk, or not sidewalk, crosswalk there.
I was just thinking, Front Street over by the water company.
No, there's nothing, no.
So these are all near schools?
Yeah, correct.
These are all the flashing beacons?
Correct.
And you didn't say, one under Forest?
No.
Right?
Did
So-
not.
Okay, so I thought that was gonna be in the works.
Under Forest? Not unless the state's doing
At the
something.
Green and North Street where the woman was struck by the car a
No.
number of years ago.
Well, that would be a state road, right?
Yep, yeah,
Right.
right.
Would they be doing it without you guys knowing?
At this time, no, because they sent us a list and we didn't see it on that list.
But we're always chasing them, so I could bring it up the next time. Because I asked, you know me, I ask for everything, I probably asked for 12 plus. And, at least I got 8 out of 12. So, for that, but I'll ask for the 4 specifically for Taft School.
I mean, there's a ton of people in that neighborhood who cross there. Most of the students cross at the crosswalk,
And-
but
Most of them that they approve is mid-block crossings, not at intersections. Because they'll control it by the traffic light.
right, there's no, it says stop sign at those 2
No,
intersections in the
this would
green.
be the Green,
Yeah, the
North
Green and
Street.
North Street.
Okay.
So it's sort of a zigzag.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just wait a second. There is on the north side of Route 6, there's some spray paint on the ground there with some more, some of those markings. Kind of right by a sign that says crosswalk. Do you know what that is?
No, I have not.
Across
seen it.
Route 6?
Yeah,
Yeah, like right across from the green. Because they have talked about moving that sidewalk because.
there's, right, there's
Yeah,
lots
you
of
can't.
talk about that, moving it up to
Yeah,
the other side of North Street.
yes,
Hasn't happened yet.
okay.
Go ahead.
Through the chair, if I may. If we go back to the archives, not of the DPW meetings, police commission meetings, Rachel's 100% right. A request was made to the police commission, to the school, and this went to the state about that intersection. A woman was picked off crossing the street, near fatality. People use that street constantly. There was no crosswalk, there was nothing there. And
There is a crosswalk, and it's,
there is,
yeah, there is an actual
It's south.
crosswalk, but
it's
it's,
diagonal though, how does it?
yeah, it kind of goes diagonal, and then, yeah, just people coming around the corner.
Yeah, the corner, that's
However,
not the
people
corner.
going westbound come around the corner.
Yeah.
They can't see somebody across,
Yeah.
Rob's right.
That's right.
And this was
Years ago.
approved by the state. We're not talking that long ago. We're talking about maybe 5, 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it for.
Something was gonna be done. And that was gonna be in conjunction with Middlebury Road, the crosswalk there. So,
And is the only color of these beacons yellow?
That's the standard.
That's fair, yeah. It would make no difference. If they're red, it becomes another issue. People, they, think it's a police officer or a fire truck, so.
Still gets you to stop, not slow down.
But even the ones in Cheshire at the major crosswalks where they have them hanging over the road.
Yeah.
Where a bike or a person walking up sets them off, they don't even have to push the button, they're
Right.
just motion censored.
Right.
They just flashing and there's big signs that say, if it's flashing, you are to stop. And then once they stop flashing, if it goes solid, you can proceed into your time before they go off again.
back up to the intersections. In being a frequent traveler during the day and at night, I think the problem between the library going south or Echo Lake and Maine going north is not people parking. It's people running across the street to get takeout at the Chinese, Korean restaurant, whatever it may be. They park there, there's no motor vehicle enforcement regarding parking. In the most recent stats from the police commission, that I still forwarded the stats, parking tickets have decreased on the main street.
Yeah, I even noticed too, a lot of people are still parking in between the
Diamonds,
diamonds and
Yes.
the crosswalk. And
shark's
it's-
teeth, whatever you want to consider.
especially up here by Simply Bowls.
Yeah. Simply
And so you
Bowls.
can't see anything there.
Yeah.
Educational enforcement doesn't work like we're having this meeting, which is good on the
But it's also
23rd.
happening down at the parking lot, the municipal parking lot.
Yeah.
The trucks are parking right there and they're blocking the RFID signs.
Now, I don't know if it's in our position, but could we request Jerry to contact the police department?
I will let you know that he has contacted them multiple times on this with photos.
I'll talk to Josh, I don't wanna.
Right, just-
Josh and I and Bob, we all work great together.
Yeah.
For that.
Through the chair, for Jerry, do you have anything to do with the speed cameras that they've been talking about?
No, that's with the police commission, it's not with us.
Do you have any info, Herb? If someone passes a school bus, it's automatically, if they're stopped by a police officer, $400 plus fine.
Yeah, but are we getting cameras, speed
And if
cameras?
the cameras are on the buses, they're gonna be notified through the PD that they passed a school bus. It would be a violation of the town ordinance, which is much less than $400.
Because my suggestion would only be, when you're traveling on Main Street, and I pull in and out of our driveway at Regency 10 times a day. People fly over that hill. When they're coming from north and going south, they literally, they fly over the top of that hill. So if you're gonna get those speed cameras, you put one just beyond the intersection of 6 and 63, you could pay that water and sewer bond in about 2 years with the tickets that you'll get. Every single car will get a ticket.
I brought it up with Mark, I
It's
thought we talked about it.
insane how fast people go there.
There's the red stoplight, the red light cameras that are also making money for the town.
You're
That's
talking about, Ken, you're right. not the
a
buses.
couple different things that are besides the speed camera.
The one in Middletown collected $600,000 in the first month.
Yeah, I pulled out on a lady a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I saw her coming, and she was moving. I pulled out on her to slow
really to slow her down, you know, she got right up behind me, I'm seeing this, you know, through the way, looking in my rearview mirror, like she's doing 50 and a 25, and I'm the idiot. Like,
Right.
it's just so bad there. I mean, if somebody sat in our parking lot, if the cops sat in our parking lot, they would pull everybody. They wouldn't have time. They'd run out of paper to print tickets.
Because you need to slow people down at Baldwin
And
Street.
I know they talked about putting some
To slow
little
people
something in the middle of the road, so they kind of, as you come into town, it narrows the lane a little bit. But it's so bad right there, it's horrible, it's bad.
Through the chair, I believe the police commission was gonna look at it, because I brought it up with Mark, I thought we talked about it in a meeting,
We
maybe.
definitely talked
Yeah,
about it in the
and,
past, there's no
Because
question.
I know, yeah, Washington
Seems like it
and
got
other
worse
towns,
since we talked about it, that's
yeah,
why I brought
probably.
it up.
Yeah, I mean, they've been really successful. My son got a ticket in Boulder, Colorado, I can see his picture. Clear as day, they sent me the letter in the mail, and, they work. So, yeah, I hope that we
There's a
can,
spot for a rotary.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, seriously, it's.
Yeah.
People fly over that.
Comes down to the fact, the cameras, whether they're on a bus or the speed cameras, if it's a violation, it's a failure to pay or plead a town ordinance, which is an infraction. And if they don't pay or plead, then it's failure to appear in court, and they could be arrested. That's the impetus for these people to end up paying.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, I'm not gonna get arrested for failure to appear in court, and that does work.
So I think we covered B and D.
We did.
So if there's no other questions or concerns, I'll go to C. So the Steelbrook Greenway, it's 100% design. We have a special town meeting this coming Monday for the funding. It's just over $3 million. It is a reimbursable project, so we need the money up front, which would be an 80% reimbursement. So basically, it's a cost of $600,000 to the town and $2.4 million that will be paid by the federal government for the Steelbrook Greenway. The last things we're holding on to in working is the right-of-ways. We're purchasing 6 right-of-ways, the DOT is. 2 of them we're getting money for 2 of the 6 properties because they're owned by the town. Then we have to go out to bid this November, award it in January, and we have to start before April 15th. Take the trees down because of the crazy permitting rules because of bats. They don't, on a bigger project, they don't let you take down trees along a project after April 15th. So that's what we're pushing this project. This project is on the wall. If you got any questions afterwards, I could go through it on that project. Herm, you had a question?
We're talking again about the special town meeting to back up on the 20th. Is that gonna be held before our council meeting?
I think it's at 6:30. Yeah,
Excellent, thank you.
6:30 in the morning.
Well,
I won't be there.
I'm up early. I'm here at like
Yeah, 18:30.
18.
Is the existing bridge getting redone? Yeah. Is that what that's?
No, the existing bridge is in place. This is a new bridge. Very close to French Street, where the Steelbrook kind of does an S curve. We're gonna go straight across it. So you'll be able to walk from the Seymour Smith and Rose on the existing pedestrian bridge, all the way up the path to the new pedestrian bridge. And hopefully get walkers and bikers and families, you know, off of Main Street and on a recreational corridor.
And has there ever been any talk about where it goes over Rose Pizza in the back?
That's very convoluted, because when the railroad gave up the right of way, we should have taken it as a town. And what's happened is a lot of the property owners have taken
Yes,
half and
from
half.
Morrill Street going down.
So, I'm not focused on that at all yet. I just want to get this section built. It will tie into the Siemens, path. That Bob had to do some repairs after 18 August of last year, the two wooden footbridges. So you'll be, actually, you probably won't be able to walk from Town Hall here on sidewalks and pass all the way down to Seymour Smith.
Do you ever see anybody use it?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Even vehicles,
What's that?
even vehicles I've seen.
Yes.
And the next one I'll turn over to Bob, the highway garage renovation.
As of today, we have so far, our roof has been replaced. All new windows in the building, new heat and AC in the office, in the new office addition and the lunchroom, which consists of 3 mini split units. A new rear door was installed, which added a means of egress along the back wall, which there was no door in the back of the building. Yeah. So you know how tight the building can be, so this is, you know, another way to get out in case of an emergency. The office addition outer structure is done, the roof is done on it, the exterior walls, the windows, all that's done. The interior construction is close to being finished up. The first coat of paint was put on the walls today. So that means that all the electrical's done, the insulation, the sheet rocks, all that's done. The finished coat of paint will go on tomorrow, the finished coat and the trim will be done tomorrow. The flooring is due to be done this Thursday and Friday. There's the 2 electrical panels that are due to be replaced, the circuit breaker panels. They have been received and they will be installed either Friday or early next week. The new gate, the gate opener and the fence along the front of the property has been installed as well. The safety loop is installed under a new coat of asphalt in the entrance and exit area. The holes for the guardrail outside the office wall were hydro excavated today by Ian Burtwhistle with his famous vac truck. That guardrail is put in place there to protect the occupants of the office because now the office matches the structure of the building, the exterior structure of the building, but it doesn't match in durability. Whereas the existing building is concrete blocks on the inside and brick on the outside. And the addition is just a metal skeleton with blocks or bricks on the outside for looks. So basically it's not as durable. If a truck was parked at the fuel island and the brakes let loose or were not set accidentally and rolled away, a plow truck weighing 60,000 pounds would have no problem crashing through that wall if it got enough speed. And Danielle would be sitting right on the other side of that wall. So we opted for a guardrail along that edge of the building there.
Not stop a 60,000 pound truck.
It will,
Okay.
yes. With the depth that we put it in the ground, the legs, yes.
Okay.
And if not, it'll at least give her a heads up something's coming through the wall. Yeah. Once the guardrail is installed, we will repave around the addition and doorways. And that's where we are now.
Plus a fire alarm.
And fire, yes. So I missed that one.
Thanks to the DECD and the town council, it was a $602,000 project and $500,000 was from the state. So we just had to pay $102,000.
I frequently talk to him, approach him, not, I don't approach him, this person approaches me. He's claiming that morale has always been good. It's good now due to Jerry and his supervisory staff, you 2 gentlemen here and Jerry. And he says he's never worked over the years. He worked for the state, he worked on Waterbury briefly, now he's with Public Works. The morale is fantastic. He and people he works with and his unit, his crew like to go to work.
Wow, that's awesome.
He enjoys going to work.
Well, that's
He's
good.
on the paving crew.
Good. I believe we do have a good crew now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we've assembled a great team.
No, I'm back towards, Public Works Subcommittee and Town Council with the support that you provided with the funding. We put it to use, and we also did the third foreman, so we have 3 teams.
Yes.
And also the additional laborer who's heavily engaged, a young kid who came to us from the Board of Ed, who's very motivated to support us, but it kind of goes both ways.
Great.
Okay, the next and last thing for old business is I'll have a spreadsheet here. So this is the detention basin cleaning. We're gonna get through all 50 detention basins within the next month or 2. I know Rachel asked me 2 years ago how fast you're gonna be done, and I said 5. And we got it done in 3. Thanks to the team here at the table for the funding, and also the unfortunate event 18 August of 24, which we received additional FEMA funding. How do we do it? With highways and contractors. And you can see on the list the years that we completed them. And it will reduce, not eliminate, flooding and sediment that gets into our system. So, and then we just have to probably cut the grass at a minimum every other year. It'd be great to do it every year, but it's just part of our program. I know the next question I'm gonna ask is on the commercial basins. So, commercial basins, helping out inland wetlands. I visited the 5 basins that were recently cleaned. I know the biggest one was at UPS down the hill. So that is done. And we got the heat on Stop and Shop. They thought we meant catch basins, but we had to walk out there and show them the detention basins. It's highly camouflaged, you can't see it. And they're working with their contractor right now. I told them they're crazy because I heard the cost is $200,000.
Holy jeez.
So I said, I know if you.
I'll go do it for half.
Yeah, I know contractors that could do it from anywhere from 50, it's a $50,000 base, maybe 75, not 200.
Who told you 200?
Stop and Shop. Because I guess they have a contract with a certain contractor, and that's how they do it. So, I expect the price of milk to go up at Stop and Shop.
So through the chair, just interesting, I listed a house in Cheshire a couple of weeks ago. It's a small subdivision on the Waterbury line. It's about 14 houses. And they all pay $175 annually for drainage. So there's a basin at the base of the street. And I mean, by the time it needs to be cleaned 14 times 175 times 10 years, they don't have to borrow any money. It gets cleaned. They just pay half the time.
Correct, there's a few towns that do that, including my town, Middlebury,
Yeah,
that they put it on they won't accept that subdivision.
right.
That detention basin has to be part of that.
When I was looking at this and I saw Lakeview Drive, Joe Coletta's little subdivision, that one would have been set up perfect for that.
Correct.
Yeah.
The other part, the final 2 at the bottom, the Pearl Harbor Bridge, Riverside of Maine, we cleaned it in 2023, and I leaned on the DOT, and they cleaned it in 2025. I think it was sediment behind the Seymour Smith dam that let loose on an unfortunate night when the state trooper lost his life in Woodbury. So I hope the sediment is flushed out and we don't have to get back in there again. And also part of the project is we're cleaning out the Turkey Brook between Sunnyside Ave and Falls Ave, that we do have a drainage right away to do.
Curious, what's the difference between a catch basin and a detention basin?
The catch basin is just your 2 foot by 3 foot on the side of the curb that catches the water from the curb line.
Oh, right, okay.
And then it routes it into a detention basin. They're also referred to as retention basins, detention bay. I stick with detention basin.
Okay.
So we have 5,500 catch basins in the town, and the 50 or so town-owned basins and the 20 to 25 commercial-owned basins. So if we clean all 75 detention basins, we're definitely going to reduce, not eliminate flooding in the town. Okay, new business?
Yeah, please.
So I have a conflict with the next scheduled date on the calendar, which is November 10th.
17th.
No, that's
Alternative dates.
that's the alternate dates. So Veterans Day is on the 11th. I'm not gonna be around for that weekend. So so I say cancel or reschedule. And I'm looking towards a reschedule, and I gave 2 alternate dates. The following Monday, the 17th, before the town council at 6 o'clock, or 2 weeks from then, on November 24th. Because we don't have a meeting in December, and the next meeting is 12th January.
Yeah.
So.
Through the chair, just a suggestion, why don't we wait until we get closer? If you don't have anything to add, you can just
And maybe
take a
if
month off.
would be 2 months off, and that's a concern, because I hope to bring a few more things.
Okay.
Of course, if it's just updates, who
Right.
cares?
Okay.
Right.
But if action's needed, that's what I really need it for. So maybe this half penciled in for November 17th, an hour before town council.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's good.
And Rob will call me, make sure it's like 20 minutes, Jerry. So.
No, because we're not gonna change it right now.
We're gonna cancel for sure the Veterans Day.
It's the Veterans Day, right? But we may cancel it altogether. If he has nothing by that time, we may just cancel it altogether. That's what I'm saying. We really don't need a motion.
Or we'll just say we need a special meeting.
Right. Right.
It could be the first week of December.
Yeah.
I might not have it ready yet, the package and bring it in. Okay, what I'd like to serve up to the town council through the Public Works Subcommittee is a bid waiver for Beta. There are consultant, it's under new business B. Basically, Beta did the last road study 3 years ago. They're giving it to us at the same price, but I asked for 4 more things, so it is gonna cost more. I asked for 360 view on all of our roads, so it's like Google Street View, if you ever used it. We only have about half of the roads done on Google Street View. With this, it'll give us 360, and it helps the 3 of us out here on this side of the table looking at issues on the roads that we don't even have to leave our desk. The other one is to do a sign inventory and evaluation to help us with work orders. The third one is pavement markings. We'll have an inventory, and also guide rail inventory and evaluation. And my plan is to use the bond to line up our $10 million to making sure that we have it right. So if you approve it here, then we can bring it to town council.
I'll accept the motion. Somebody wants to make a motion to bring it to the town council.
I make a motion to have the bid waiver for the Beta Group.
Good, second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
I'll try to get it on the next agenda this coming Monday with some help. It has to go to Lisa and Mark, so they could put it on the town council agenda.
Ken, did you second that?
I did.
The next thing in the package is the meeting dates for 2026. We did set 2 years worth of dates the last time, so it's just basically, I don't think we have to vote, because you did vote on this before. And then in the next month or two, I'd like to bring you the 2027 dates. Because I remember the past few years, I missed it, in our first meeting in January, it always had to be a special meeting. And I said never again. The Public Works Citizens Academy is on Tuesday, October 28th. I know they mandated it to have it in the town council chambers, but Bob and I were able to invite them to the highway garage. So the Citizens Academy is gonna be at the highway garage. You're welcome to attend. I think they started at 6 o'clock next door, so please come on down to see the renovation and also attend the Citizens Academy.
I'm sorry, what time did you say?
I'm pretty sure it's 6 a.m., 6 p.m.
You like those mornings?
I don't wanna be there again.
I'll probably show up, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna be on this committee. So town council beach. Position.
That's right.
This is your last meeting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you're gonna get an alternate, there will be an alternate.
The first responders recognition from the Watertown Foundation for Police, Fire, and Highways, we were recognized at a dinner. I know a few of us attended here from the table. I just put the recognition, it's behind Ken. If you wanted to take a look at it after the meeting. It was nice to stand next to police and fire, because that's how we stand when we're responding in the middle of emergencies. So,
Yeah, very nice.
very nice.
They should put a picture of that at Town Times.
You should. The last thing I have is DOT direct funded projects. I know I touched on it. It's the last part of the project. So I do have positive control, but it's projects that we don't manage. But I just wanted to show you what they're thinking of for the different we hit the RFPs hard. And you could also see their project numbers. 174, we're at the end of the letters, W. So that's our assignment from the state, and then the project number. They're also looking at upgrading the signals at Route 63 and 73, Carvel, and also at Route 63 in the Watertown Shopping Plaza. So, but like any project, they're a couple years out from, they gotta get through the design and the bid to do this. And also updating crosswalk signage at schools on state routes. And also pedestrian accommodations at Buckingham and Echo and Park. We're 153. I thought that was off because there's only 169 times. No, there's more. Our town is 153.
Yes.
But when you see a 174, it's a state district 4. So it's something that I learned over the past year or two. You're right, we're 153.
That's what I was like.
So all these numbers are correct. It's 174. So it's a driven project by District 4. So 173 is District 3, and so on. So you know who's doing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, before we adjourn, someone mentions me that if you have to check on the bonding situation between the schools and the firehouse, it may be near completion, so maybe you might be able to get extra money for future projects.
I think the town managers brought that up before, the bond capacity. Is I think we want to stay steady, not increase it,
Right.
but improve our infrastructure by staying steady with that. I just had to get through the 10 million. Now I can breathe a little bit.
All right.
transfers and appropriations?
No.
None. All right, Gary, thank you for your time on the committee.
Thank you.
I think it was,
I'm willing to help out in any way I can.
right.
So we can't be on the committee, but he said if I can find a way to get me on there, I'll come back.
You can come and sit in the audience.
Oh, I will, yeah.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Night, everyone.
Good meeting.
I'll still keep looking for the new lot from the highway department.
Please do.